What makes someone shut you out? Check timestamps for your zodiac sign. Aries, lost in the shuffle. Aries thrives on motion and constant change, but that restlessness can unintentionally push people away. They're so busy chasing goals, exploring opportunities, and juggling social circles that some relationships slip through the cracks. If you feel them pulling back, it doesn't always mean they don't value you. It often means life has consumed their attention. Aries needs space to reset and refocus. When they disappear for a while, it's usually about finding balance, not rejection. If you give them room without pressure, they'll circle back once their energy evens out. What shuts you out is simply their need to keep moving, sometimes forgetting who's waiting for them to return. Taurus, shaken security. For Taurus, stability is sacred, and nothing drives them to close someone off faster than feeling insecure. This sign builds trust slowly, relying on consistency and patience. But if your actions stir doubt, even unintentionally, it unsettles them deeply. They may seem tolerant on the surface, yet inside, insecurity gnaws at their comfort until distance feels like the only defense. A dismissive comment, broken promise, or lack of reassurance might trigger the withdrawal. Taurus won't always explain what's wrong, but you'll feel the shift in their energy. To them, security equals safety. The moment they don't feel protected, they retreat, shutting you out until their sense of grounding is restored. Gemini, out of sync. Gemini's life is a whirlwind of changes, moods, and shifting priorities. When they shut you out, it's often because you don't fit into their current rhythm. They may be juggling personal challenges, indulging in new distractions, or leaning on a close inner circle where you don't yet have a seat. It isn't always personal. Gemini simply has limited bandwidth and prioritizes what feels urgent. If you land outside that circle, you'll find yourself on pause, excluded not by malice but by circumstance. Patience is key. For Gemini, relationships ebb and flow, and if you give them time without pressing, they'll reappear when the storm settles. Until then, don't mistake absence for apathy. Cancer, retreating within. Cancer's instinct is to nurture, but when their emotions spiral, they may shut you out completely. Overwhelmed by their own intensity, they withdraw behind a shell to process feelings alone. It doesn't mean they've stopped caring. It means they're trying to hold themselves together before sharing space again. During these moments, they may avoid calls or seem distant, not because you failed them, but because they fear burdening you with their turmoil. Cancer closes off as a form of self-preservation, needing solitude to restore balance. The best thing you can do is wait with patience and kindness. When they're ready, they'll return, stronger, eager for your comfort and understanding. Leo, holding a grudge. When Leo shuts you out, expect it to last. Their pride and determination make them stubborn once they feel wronged. If they believe you've ignored, slighted, or disrespected them, they won't forget it quickly. Instead of addressing the issue directly, they may pull back, making their silence a statement. Shutting you out becomes a way to reclaim control and grab your attention, even if it's not what they consciously admit. They hate feeling overlooked, so distance is their way of demanding recognition. Until they feel validated, they'll keep the door closed. With Leo, patience and genuine acknowledgement are the only ways to reopen the connection. Virgo, hurt by the small things. Virgo takes the little things to heart. Something you brushed off as insignificant, an offhand comment, a missed detail, or a careless action can wound them deeply. To Virgo, small signs often signal bigger patterns, so even minor hurts can feel like warnings of what's to come. When they shut you out, it's their way of protecting themselves before the pain multiplies. They're not cold, they're cautious, processing whether they can trust you again. If you want to repair the rift, reassurance is essential. Show consistency, make amends, and prove through effort that you see their worth. Without that, Virgo will keep their walls up. Libra, enough is enough. Libra hates loneliness, which makes it rare for them to shut someone out. If they've ghosted you, it means you've pushed them much further than they usually tolerate. Known for patience and fairness, they give chance after chance, hoping things will balance out. But when their boundaries are crossed too many times, Even Libra has limits. By the time they withdraw, they've likely weighed the situation carefully and decided cutting ties is healthier than staying connected. Don't assume they'll rush back. Their silence signals they've already made peace with the choice. For Libra, shutting you out is a final act of self-preservation. Scorpio, interpreting betrayal. When Scorpio shuts you out, they believe you've crossed a serious line, whether you actually did or not. Their suspicious and jealous nature can twist situations, sometimes painting you as the villain without full evidence. In their mind, betrayal is unforgivable, so they retreat immediately to protect their pride and emotions. Shutting you out is both a defense mechanism and a test. Will you fight to set things right, or will you disappear, confirming their fears? The only way forward is honesty and directness. Scorpio may not admit it, but they respect someone willing to confront the issue head-on. Prove your intentions, and trust can begin to heal. Sagittarius, drifting away. Sagittarius is the wanderer of the Zodiac, and sometimes shutting you out isn't intentional. It's just part of their restless spirit. They drift in and out of people's lives, following curiosity, adventure, or whatever new passion captures their attention. If they're pulling back, it may not be about you at all. It's simply their way of making space for freedom. They don't like feeling tied down, and sometimes distance is how they maintain balance. While it can sting, remember it's rarely personal. Sagittarius often returns once their need for exploration is satisfied. For them, shutting you out can simply mean they're busy chasing life in another direction. Capricorn, silent stubbornness. When Capricorn shuts you out, it usually comes down to sheer stubbornness. They can hold on to frustration or disappointment far longer than they'd like to admit, and instead of confronting the issue, they retreat behind walls of silence. To them, shutting you out is a way of regaining control, especially if they feel wronged. It doesn't always mean the connection is broken. It might just be your turn in their cold storage. Patience is the only path forward. Capricorn won't be rushed. They'll re-engage when they've decided the matter isn't worth holding on to anymore. Until then, give them space, but stay steady. They notice consistency more than apologies. Aquarius, consumed by passions. Aquarius often shuts people out unintentionally, consumed by their passions, projects, or pursuits. They become so absorbed in ideas, work, or causes that personal relationships slide to the background. If they've gone quiet, it usually means they're busy, not that they've stopped caring. Communication isn't their strong suit when preoccupied, and they may not realize the impact of their absence. The best approach is gentle patience. Reach out, but don't demand. Aquarius values independence and will circle back once their head clears. Shutting you out often says more about their focus than their feelings, so don't take their silence as rejection. It's simply them living in their own orbit for a while. Pisces, retreating in self-pity. Pisces may shut you out when they feel neglected or unappreciated. Sensitive and empathetic, they sometimes slip into self-pity, convincing themselves you'd rather be without them. Instead of confronting the issue directly, they withdraw, trying to free you from their presence, even if you never asked for space. Their silence is a quiet cry for reassurance, an unspoken hope that you'll notice their absence and reach back. When Pisces distances themselves, it's rarely anger, it's vulnerability. They're protecting their heart by hiding it, waiting to see if you'll come find them. Patience, tenderness, and affirmation are the keys to gently drawing them back into connection. Thank you for watching the video, and let us know your thoughts in comments box below. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to get all the updates.